Hey guys, it's D at D's Village. Welcome to another short vlog. I hope the subscribers are doing well. Welcome to the old and the new. What's happening in your world today? I'm still in sunny West Africa, the Gambia to be specific. And anyway, I was thinking, there's an old proverb that says, don't judge the path until you have walked the journey. So I'm specifically talking about the realignment, what would you want to call it, repatriation, going back to mama land, going back to Africa, anything that you want to call it. But just so that you know what I'm speaking about, I'm going to call it repatriation, because again, I'm sure I've said this before, but that's a whole nother vlog. But anyway, when people repatriate to another country, I'm going to say specifically Africa, but I'm sure the journey is much the same for anybody. One of the first things that people start to consider, what will I miss from the country that I'm leaving? And most people will say they'll miss their family, their friends, their colleagues, their relatives, and you know, any other significant individuals. Some people will miss their pets if they don't bring their pets with them. So the repatriation journey is not an easy one. It's not an easy one when people start to put together all the things that they may miss when they go somewhere else. Okay, so what about financial stability? So when you're going to a new place, you have to consider, preferably before you get there, what you may do when you get there. Because if you don't have a stream of income or multiple streams of income, it's going to be very extremely I said very plenty of times challenging. So really think about what you are going to do before you leave your country of origin to start a life in a new country. You know, you have to consider different ways of making money. Are you going to be your own boss? Is somebody going to be your boss? Are you going to have more than one stream of income? Are you going to have multiple streams of income? How are you going to diversify your finances? Are you going to lower your cost of living before you leave, so that you're living on the bare necessities until you find your footing? These are all questions that you need to ask yourself. When you're going to a new place, unless you visited before, it will be unfamiliar. It will be unfamiliar. But my suggestion to anybody who's going to start their journey in another country is most definitely to visit first. Come and visit, come and have a trip. Obviously before you come, do the research as to where you might want to go. Don't just look at what somebody else's journey is. That's why I said from the beginning, the proverb says, don't judge the path until you have walked the journey. Because there are lots of people out there saying, oh, you should do this and you should do that, and that could happen and that shouldn't happen and that wouldn't happen. But how can you judge it if you haven't done it yourself or done something that's very similar? It's not an easy task. It's not an easy journey. It may well be for betterment for you and your family, your significant others, but at the same time, it's not an easy journey. So consider some of these things. You know, I always like to put a disclaimer in there. It's not a holistic list. Things will be different for different people. However, these are some of the small challenges that you may face when you want to come to another country. Things that you should think about. You know, when you go to your new country, you might miss the structures and the processes and the ways of doing things, the accessibility of services, the availability of products. These are the things that you may miss when you come to another country. So think about things that you can bring with you that will make your journey, your transition, a little smoother. And you know, at some other point I may go into a little bit more depth, but I just wanted to scratch the outline of things that you may consider when you want to come to another country. Consider the environment that you're going to. You know, if you're one that likes to shop till you drop, specifically in Gambia, West Africa, there are no shopping malls. So, you know, you'll be shopping till you drop at the market. And, there are one and two shops, for want of a better word, word, but they're not shopping malls that you find in the West. Is that a good thing? Is that a bad thing? I'll leave that to your own judgment. But I just wanted to make mention of that. You know, again, you'll come to a new place. There'll be new smells, tastes, foods, different types of foods, different ways of cooking food. There might not be the variety that you're particularly used to. So again, if there are some things that you really, really cannot live without, please bring those with you. And I think another thing to consider is your old way of life. Is it going to marry in with your new way of life? Do you want to assimilate, which you should try to, assimilate into the environment that you are going to? But you know, one has to consider, oh, that's my Queen's English, you know, things like cultures, tribalism, religion, faith, beliefs. All these things will impact upon where you go to, how you transition, how you fit in. We don't have to make everything into a challenge. We don't have to make everything difficult, but these are things to consider beforehand. You know, think just simple things like people's body language, how people express themselves, the volume and the pitch and the speed that people speak at, that they speak a different language. The language is different to yours. Although many countries, you know, their first language is allegedly English, you know, but naturally people have their own languages. And, you know, people say learn a language before you go to the country that you're going to. Again, I think I'll do that in a whole separate vlog. But you can't predict every eventuality. It's absolutely impossible. But really, really, really consider, you know, is this repatriation journey really for you? Can you really live in another country, wherever that country happens to be? You know, I'm specifically talking about coming to Africa, but it could be going anywhere. Will you fit in? What does fit in mean? What does assimilate mean? What is your journey going to look like? You know, are you really invested in packing all your things up and shipping them to another country, finding accommodation, looking for schooling, looking for jobs, looking for work, finding jobs, finding a new career, and finding new ways of making money, looking at currencies and all those things? They're all challenges. And you know, obviously we must accept challenge. And if we don't try, we don't know. And we often talk about people who come from the diaspora to another country and they run out of money. You know, people say, oh, well, they didn't research properly. They didn't look into all the areas and aspects before they went there. You know, plan for the uneventualities. But we can't predict everything. So, you know, this is just a short message to say, think about some of these things. There are plenty more things that you can consider. Oh gosh, it's hot here, as you can see. But anyway, if you've got any challenges that you think you may encounter, or somebody else may encounter if you're not looking to transition, put them down in the comment section so that, you know, maybe that's in another vlog that I can have a conversation about that. So those are my few thoughts that I wanted to bring to you today. That was a really hard sentence. So otherwise than that, I hope you guys are all okay. Thanks for subscribing, thanks for watching, thanks for participating in part of my journey. It's a really interesting one, and of course it will be a life-changing journey. So thanks for being part of that. Or should I say Jerry, Jeff, Jarama, Abaraka are all different ways of saying thank you. There are other languages here, specifically in Gambia, West Africa, but those are few of the ones that I can capture the thank you words, because the language is a whole nother conversation. So what I want to say is peace out, Kairo, until another vlog. And it takes a village, and it's D at D's village. So do all the YouTubey things and excuse the profuse sweating, but I'm telling you, the weather is really, really warming up here. It was hot anyway, but now it's hotter. So one has to keep hydrated. Oh, do you like my Queen's English? It's beautiful, isn't it? Anyway, peace out, Magan. Till the next one.